For over 4,000 years, one structure has outlasted empires, outlived religions, and outsurvived every civilization that came after it: the Great Pyramid of Giza. When it was built, the pyramids of ancient Egypt were already ancient by the time Cleopatra walked past them. Think about that for a second. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the invention of the iPhone than to the construction of the pyramid she looked up at. So how did a civilization without iron tools, without the wheel in construction, without any machine more advanced than a lever, build something so precise that modern engineers still argue about how they pulled it off? That's what we're unpacking today. To understand the pyramids, you have to understand what the ancient Egyptians actually believed happened when a king died. They didn't see death as an ending. They saw it as a doorway. The pharaoh wasn't just a ruler. He was considered a living god, an intermediary between the human world and the divine. When he died, Egyptians believed his soul needed a vessel massive enough and eternal enough to carry him into the afterlife. That's the entire purpose of a pyramid. It wasn't a tomb in the way we think of tombs. It was a launch pad. The shape itself carried meaning. Historians believe the pyramid's sloped sides represented the descending rays of the sun, giving the pharaoh's spirit a physical ramp to climb toward the heavens and join the sun god Ra. The earliest pyramids didn't even start as pyramids. The first one, the Step Pyramid of Djoser, built around 2670 BCE, looked more like a staircase than the smooth-sided structures we picture today. It took nearly a century of trial, error, and at least one spectacular collapse before Egyptian architects figured out how to build the smooth-sided giants we now associate with Egypt. And then came Giza. The Great Pyramid of Giza was built around 2560 BCE for the pharaoh Khufu. Here are the numbers that still make engineers uncomfortable. It's made of roughly 2.3 million individual stone blocks. Some of these blocks weigh as much as 80 tons, heavier than a fully loaded semi-truck. It originally stood at 481 feet tall, making it the tallest man-made structure on Earth for almost 3,800 years. Nothing built by any civilization, anywhere, surpassed it until the construction of Lincoln Cathedral in the 1300s. The base of the pyramid is leveled to within about 2 centimeters, across a footprint the size of 10 football fields. Modern construction with laser leveling equipment sometimes doesn't hit that kind of precision. The 4 sides of the pyramid are aligned to true north, south, east, and west, with an accuracy of a fraction of a degree, a level of precision that implies serious astronomical knowledge, since true north can't be measured with a compass. Compasses hadn't been invented yet, and even if they had, magnetic north isn't the same as true north. So how did they do it? The honest answer: we don't have the original blueprints, so a lot of it is reconstructed from tool marks, quarry remains, and worker records. But here's the leading theory, pieced together from archaeological evidence. Workers cut limestone blocks from nearby quarries using copper chisels and wooden wedges soaked in water, which expanded and split the rock along natural fault lines. The heavier granite blocks used in the interior chambers were quarried from Aswan, nearly 500 miles away, and floated down the Nile on barges during flood season, when water levels rose high enough to move stone barges close to the build site. Once on land, evidence suggests workers dragged the blocks on sledges over roads deliberately wetted with water, which reduced friction in the sand dramatically, a technique confirmed by a wall painting from around 1900 BCE showing a worker pouring water directly in front of a sledge, and later validated by physics researchers in 2014. As for how they lifted 2.3 million blocks to increasing heights, that's still debated. The most widely accepted theories involve massive ramps, either straight, spiraling around the exterior, or zigzagging up one face. Remnants of ramp material have been found near multiple pyramid sites, lending support to this idea, though no single ramp theory explains 100% of the physical evidence. Here's where we need to clear up one of the most persistent myths in popular history. The pyramids were not built by slaves. This idea took hold largely through Greek historian Herodotus, writing 2,000 years after the fact, and later through Hollywood films. But archaeological excavations at Giza, specifically the discovery of a nearby workers' village in the 1990s, tell a very different story. Researchers found bakeries capable of producing thousands of loaves of bread daily, breweries, medical facilities where workers with healed broken bones were treated and clearly cared for, and burial sites for laborers positioned with an unusual level of honor, close to the pyramids themselves. A burial placement typically reserved for people of some status, not slaves. The workers were most likely a rotating labor force of Egyptian farmers, conscripted during the Nile's flooding season when farming was impossible anyway. Egyptologists estimate the workforce at any given time was around 20 to 30,000 people, working in organized crews with names like Friends of Khufu, suggesting pride, competition, and identity tied to the project, not forced labor under the whip, as popular imagination often assumes. This was, in other words, a national project, something closer to a moon landing than a prison sentence. Despite everything we've learned, there are still real, unresolved mysteries inside the Great Pyramid. In 2017, a team of physicists using cosmic ray imaging, a technique that detects particles called muons passing through solid stone, discovered a massive hidden void above the Grand Gallery, at least 30 meters long. Nobody knows what it is. It could be a construction gap. It could be an undiscovered chamber. As of now, no one has physically reached it. There's also the question of the pyramid's internal shafts, narrow channels that seem to point towards specific stars, including Orion's belt and the star Sirius, both deeply tied to Egyptian religious beliefs about the afterlife. Are they purely symbolic, ventilation, or something more deliberate? Egyptologists are split, and then there's the simplest mystery of all. We don't have a single surviving construction document, no blueprint, no engineering manual, no official record explaining the method start to finish. Everything we know is reconstructed from indirect evidence, which means as more of Giza gets excavated, our answers could still change. What makes the Great Pyramid remarkable isn't just its size. It's that a civilization 4,500 years ago solved logistics, engineering, and labor management problems that would challenge a modern construction firm, without metal tools, without the wheel in this context, and without writing a single surviving instruction manual for how they did it. They didn't just build a tomb, they built a message that has now outlasted every language that could have explained it. In the next episode, we go inside the pyramid's real purpose, the pharaohs, the god-kings this was built for, and the ones whose reigns shaped an empire that lasted 3,000 years. If you want to know how one family ruled that long, that's next. But history like this only spreads if people like you make it spread. So if this pulled you in, hit like right now. 1 second for you, huge for this channel. Know someone obsessed with ancient mysteries? Send this their way. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. The pharaohs, the mummies, Nefertiti's disappearance, Cleopatra's final days, it's all coming. Tap the bell too so you're first in line, not scrolling past it weeks later. This is only episode 1. Egypt still has secrets left to give up. See you in the next one.